eyes when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own.
From the parish of Kemerton. This is the marriage certificate between Thomas Williams and Elizabeth Smith, 1821. This is the actual signature here. Great grandfather, signed in 1821. And his wife, Elizabeth, he's got a bit carried away.
Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key. Next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry.
Well, this is the earliest document I've seen in the ancestor. Marriage certificate between Richard Williams, great-grandfather, 1795, married to Mary Jeffries. That's his actual signature in 1795. So that's, and the new Mrs. Williams made her mark here, so
English trees in my garden. He planted seeds in a faraway land. In between the palms and the succulent grove, they lose their leaves in the winter. Mark the seasons for him and for her. Once upon a time in the falling snow, up against the sky made a silhouette show. England cries and she plays for him.
10k's out of Kemerton on a Friday night, drinking the local Wiltshire Sheer Ale. But I've got the Evesham Journal in front of me, waiting for just a bit of local bar and hospitality food to turn up, and it's been a pretty big day. Pretty exciting.
'Cause my heart's been broken down. So far to fall, and so hard to climb. Nothing sadder, I know, than the passing of time.
Breeden cricket ground here, but I think apart from the unfortunately the synthetic turf wicket, out there is Breeden Hill behind me, and I think there's Breeden Village, Breeden's Norton, and a couple of other Breeden places around here near Kemerton. And I think the reason they're all situated around Breeden Hill is obviously some sort of geographical feature that was big in times gone by. And this is Breeden's Norton, it's called. This is another little village around Breeden. This is about 5k's from Kemerton, and another little village. Just more amazing stone cottages, and I mean this is a little church in the middle of nowhere, and it's just amazing. There's lots of gravestones and things around here, and there was a Williams family connection, but we haven't found anything here yet, so but we're going to go have a look around the village and see what we can find. So here we are in Kemerton, because we're in Kemerton on a Saturday morning here because about 200 years ago Richard Williams moved here with his wife Mary. They moved from a little village down the road called Eckington. They came here with their son Thomas, who was would have been about 3 or 4 at the time. This is where they moved in about 1800. They had a couple more children since then. He was a blacksmith. He and Mary moved here, and they had about 3 or 4 children afterwards. Thomas Williams married Elizabeth Smith here in 1821, so a little over 200 years ago. We've seen all the documentary evidence, all the marriage certificates. We've spoken to a couple of people in the town. We've got the baptism records. It's amazing to be back here on a Saturday morning in downtown Kemerton. The history from there is that their eldest son Charles married Elizabeth Stollard here in 1853 and came to Australia the year after. So it's about 160 years. We're back Saturday morning, looking around. It's just amazing little village. All the villages are stone cottages. The church is amazing. The people have been very friendly, and we're going to go for lunch in the pub down the road here, the Kemerton Crown. Breeden's up the road here. Eckington we were at this morning, and we're going to take a stroll around the town later, and we're going to enjoy it very much. All right, so whenever you see a picture of Kemerton, this seems to be the main historical part of it. There's the War Memorial down there. There's always a great shot of the War Memorial coming down to this building, which is the Landhouse Wagonettes and Hunters for Hire. So that's obviously been there for a long time. Every village in the town seems to be made of this Cotswold stone, and all the villages. We had dinner up the road here at Conterton last night, a little pub called the Yew Tree, and only about half a mile down, straight down, is Breeden. So there's about four places of significance in Kemerton. We've got the village hall up the road, we've got the church, and this is the place where everyone dines when they're in Kemerton. This is the Crown Inn, where we're going to have lunch today, and then there's the village shop up the road here, where a gentleman we made friends with the other day has left a lot of Williams baptismal records there yesterday, so we went in and we had a chat, and we're very grateful for Mr. Brazier for taking the time to certainly help out with this. And you see again, this is all this Cotswold stone. This is the only shop in the town. It's a town of about, we think about 300 or 400 at the most. G'day. So there's all the provisions in the town here, and basically we've just walked the whole length of the main street here, because if you can see down the end there is that's the sign saying on to Breeden, on to Petersham, and on to the rest of the and there's Tewkesbury further down. So that's it. That's the main. This is the main street of Kemerton. I don't think it's changed much in the last 150 years, and I probably think if Charles Williams came back 150 years later, he'd probably wouldn't find that much difference. Hi. So we're at the main junction here of Breeden and Tewkesbury and Kemerton. As you can see, it's bustling on a Saturday morning, and we've just been down to the local centre and dropped into the shop, said g'day, and we've been presented with the one keepsake from Kemerton, which is the Kemerton towel, and also to do with the Kemerton towel, I'm actually going to meet the the designer of all the sketches, Mr. McLeish, who I've spoken to a couple of times, and he lives up in the old rectory near the village hall. He's written a book on the village. It's obviously a big part of his life, and he's agreed to have a catch up and have a chat this afternoon. So this is we're at the Kemerton Cemetery at St Nicholas. This is just down the road from the main street, and what we've found here, this is Richard Williams, who died in 1903. He's the brother of Charles Williams, who left here in 1853. His brother's buried at just outside Beechworth at Bowman's Forest. He died in 1876, and this is what happened to his, this is where his brother, he never left here. He stayed here, died in 1903. This is his wife Emma, died in 1908. I think the really interesting thing about this is there's been flowers laid here not long ago. And actually his daughter, we've got a grave of just around the corner as well, so there's obviously still perhaps a strong family presence in the area. So that's apparently a lot of this was relaid after 1900, so this is probably one of the oldest graves here. So we're very lucky to see it, and yeah, it's amazing that the two brothers ended up so far apart, and we've seen both the graves.